It started with flight tracking last week. It's only gotten louder. Tiger Woods may actually be playing in the Masters this week. Like, that's a real thing, too. He might actually play. Now, I want to say there's no way, right? There's no way this guy could seriously play at the Masters. It's got to be just some sort of motivational piece for him, some sort of Jedi mind trick, something to pick himself up. I mean, we all do what we have to do, right, to get ourselves going. It's got to be something to give his rehab process a little extra shot of adrenaline, right? I mean, maybe not. Because yesterday, Tiger hit the whole thing with a truck full of gasoline when he thumbed out this tweet, in part. I will be heading up to Augusta today to continue my preparation and practice. It will be a game time decision on whether I compete. End of quote. So it's one thing to say, I want to be there. It's really important to me. It's another thing to actually be there and preparing. And the moment he posted that tweet, Tiger honks collectively lost their bleep. They started freaking out because it was just one more sign that their guy might be coming back. That this was no longer just speculation or people around the sport saying that he might play or maybe his team just kind of planting this. This was the guy himself saying, I'm en route. I might be able to do this. And sure enough, he was there at Augusta yesterday, physically. And he did appear to be continuing his prep and his practice. So I'm not sure what's more surreal to me. I don't know what was mind-blowing. The sight of Tiger Woods in the practice area yesterday, or the sight of Tiger wearing FootJoys. The hell was that? How weird was that? Tiger Woods in FootJoys. Tiger Woods in FootJoys. What's next? Michael Jordan showing up to hoop, rocking New Balance? Giannis in Skechers? I mean, how weird was that? How weird is all of it? I'm as baffled as anybody with a rational mind that this might actually be possible. Did you see the vehicle that he destroyed last February? This guy hit a tree at 70 miles per hour, nearly lost his leg, and that was just over a year ago. And now possibly it's a game time decision for this guy to play in the Masters. Let me say this. If this guy can pull this off, and by pull it off, I mean play, not win. Let's not be stupid. But if this guy could play, it would be incredible. I mean, remarkable. If this guy actually can play, that's an amazing thing. Now, however, if he's messing with everybody and he already knows that there's no possibility that he can play, and he's just doing this to mess with everybody and get everybody's hopes up, then that's not cool. That's not cool at all. I mean, this guy can do whatever the hell he wants, right? He's Tiger Woods. And whatever it does or helps in the way of rehab, fine. You've been through a hell of a lot. I get that. But if he already knows that he can't even go 36 holes and he's leading everybody to believe that he can, then that would not be cool. So I'm not exactly sure what he means when he says it's a game time decision. Does that mean that he might be able to get enough done between now and then? Or he really doesn't know and he's going to find out between now and then? Cool. But if it means I'm going to string y'all out for a few more hours and then drop the hammer on you, then that's not cool. If he knows that he's going to need some sort of divine intervention or a miracle to play on Thursday, then I'm not cool with that. Like, I'll believe he's playing when I see him playing. And I don't mean that in a hater sort of way. I mean that in a real sort of way. The reason I'm saying that is, while I'm no doctor, I do have a pair of eyes. And they function pretty well. I saw this dude's SUV last year. That rig was mangled. And so was his leg. Also mangled. Apparently, if you believe him, to the point of amputation being an option. So forgive me if I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that a year later, this guy could actually play in the Masters. He nearly got his leg lopped off, allegedly, a year ago. Yet he's going to seriously make a run at playing in the Masters? Incredible, if true. And yes, I know we're talking about golf, and we're not talking about running a marathon or the Olympic final of the 100 meters. I know we're not talking about a squat competition, and we're only talking about a guy walking. But if you nearly lost your leg, walking 18 holes is a grind, especially walking that track. And it's been a grind for him of late. So if this guy comes back, that's pretty amazing. And here's where I come out. It should be regarded as amazing. And it's a change because Tiger in his prime was the ultimate second place is the first loser guy. It was only about winning. It didn't matter. If he didn't win, it didn't matter. Nothing mattered. In fact, second sucked. Remember? He said it. He made it really clear. Just like I know that he's not teeing it up this week. This is my opinion. He's not teeing it up this week if he does with the intention of winning. He knows. There's no way this guy thinks he has a chance to win. And before you say, hold up, Rome, Tiger bleeping Woods. Trust me, Tiger knows. Tiger's running a different race now. You know, like, you don't need to win the marathon for it to be a great day. Just finishing is often the biggest win ever. Same thing here. If this guy could just make it back to a place he loves, to a place where he had some of his greatest moments ever, and run the race, I would imagine that would be an amazing thing for that guy. And believe me, I get that this is about the last dude in the history of the world that would ever want a participation trophy, but given what this dude's been through in the last year, and the fact that he nearly lost his leg, I would imagine he'd take a participation trophy if you gave him one this week, even if the trophy were just a leg. In fact, especially if it were a leg. Man, I'd put that right up there with the mantle with everything else. Can I tell you something? If this dude makes the cut, they ought to cut him a green vest. If he makes the cut, he should get a green vest. If he makes it to the turn on Thursday, they should give him a pair of green pants. What I'm saying is, just having this guy there would be great. It would make a great event even better. But let's be clear. This guy's not going to win if he plays. I mean, let's be real. There's no way, and I'm well aware of 2019, an incredible thing. I'm well aware that he once did it on a torn up ACL and a busted stick back in the day. This is not back in the day. Back in the more recent day, he wrapped his rig around a tree and nearly lost his leg. So, bottom line, this dude being there would make it better. You know what's also ridiculous? That Tiger could play and Phil can't or won't. That Tiger's a maybe and Phil is out. Like, as bad as that crash was to Tiger's leg, apparently it's not nearly as bad as the damage Phil's mouth did to Phil's reputation.
Let's keep it real.
The best rehab for being a dummy is to shut the hell up and go away. Hopefully Phil will continue to rehab for all of the majors going forward.
You know, toughen up.
If I had said to you 2 months ago when Tiger was telling Jim Nantz, you know what, it's hard to even walk, that it would be more likely that Tiger would play in the Masters than Hefty, what would you have said? What kind of bet would you have laid then?
The hard part
Speaking of
is
bets,
actually walking.
DraftKings has got Tiger plus 4,500 to win it. How many of you honks have just hammered that? All of you? But the fact that this dude's even on the board is amazing. Like, I'm into it. I would love to see him. I would love to see him there and playing. I would not love to see him just kind of stringing us if he knows there's no chance.